Thank you. All right, guys. So we'll go ahead and get started. Once again, my name is Kevin Love. I'm one of the presidents with Chattanooga Business Elite. Thank you guys, first of all, for taking the time. Like Shay said, you guys are student athletes. You guys are coaches. You guys are, pillars in the community. And we just want to make sure we thank you guys for allowing us to have a few moments of your time to talk about being an athlete is a business. That's the name of the show that we have today. And what we'll do is, like she mentioned, we have a few questions that the coaches have already written up and typed up. And before I start out,
my name is Treasure Hunt. I'm a freshman at University of Kentucky. And I would just want to say that do something that makes you happy. Don't do nothing that other people want you to do, because if you're not happy, you're not going to like it at all. You're going to be sad, depressed, whatever it is. So just do what makes you happy.
My name's KK Curry. I'm a sophomore at South Alabama. And piece of advice, I would say, basically what Treasure said, if you don't really love the game, then just find something that you like doing, because then you're gonna be depressed, because you're gonna be in the gym a lot.
My name is Jasmine Baskerville. I'm a junior at the University of Kentucky, and my advice would be never become complacent with anything in life, whether it's on the court or in the classroom. Always be willing to get better.
Okay. Let's go, Jacoby.
I'm Jacoby Wood, and I'm a point guard freshman here at Belmont University. And a piece of advice I give was to always trust in God, putting all your trust in Him. And then just in everything that you do here, just work. I mean, you put in the work in everything that you do, and I promise results will come out of it.
Brady, I'm a senior at Hamilton Heights, and I just want to say, just no matter what you do, just believe in yourself. Have faith that you can accomplish whatever you want to accomplish as long as you put your mind to it.
I'm a junior at University of Kentucky. I'd say one piece of advice is don't let anyone ever say what you can do, because only you can control that. And if you believe them, then you're pretty much giving up on yourself. So just taking it down and using it as motivation.
Tennessee State, I would just simply say, don't burn bridges.
At East Ridge High School, head boys basketball coach. Just be like the guy said, like the athlete said, just be yourself. You can only be you, and don't let nobody tell you can't do anything. Anything is possible.
Perfect.
Keon Arnwine, Tyner High School, girls basketball. My advice is to always be coachable, be respectful, and believe in yourself. Those things go a long way.
CT, volunteer and host parent for Hamilton Heights. My advice is pay attention, because you're going to learn hard or you're going to learn fast. But either way, your ass is going to learn. So I suggest you learn fast so you don't have to learn hard.
I played basketball at Notre Dame High School and Chattanooga State. I've been an assistant coach on the high school level and AAU. I was the head coach of Chattanooga Trenches, a team based out of Chattanooga that played in the TBT. And I would just like to basically say the same thing I said before. Keep people around you that want to help you, that don't want anything in return.
Went to Arts and Sciences, graduated, decided to go to Jacksonville State, did some WNBA, played overseas for about 9 seasons, got done, coached at Arts and Sciences, decided middle school was not for me. And my advice is, and then y'all, of course, know the lab. That's the nonprofit organization I'm starting here in the city. My advice is don't chase the school. Maybe you're in middle school, high school, don't chase the high school to go to, or the middle school, the top high school to go to, because if a coach wants you, they're going to notice you wherever you are. So you build a program around you. Don't go to a program that's already built. You build your own program. That's my advice.
And before I start, I'll let Michael, I know Michael has some questions. And so what we'll do is we'll let them ask the questions, and we'll pick a few of the student athletes. We're not gonna, take the opinions on every question from every student athlete. But nevertheless, what we'll do is we'll try to pick as many as we can and, try to make sure we get enough answers in. All right, so Michael, I'll turn over to you and let you ask questions, and we'll pick a few of the student athletes.
Okay, first question. We know that coaches play a vital role in the development of student athletes. And throughout your journey, we know you go through a lot of coaches. You've been through a lot of coaches. What is one piece of advice that you've received from a coach that has just stuck with you through this entire journey?
Let's go with Jacoby.
Let's see. I got a lot of good information from my coaches, but I'd say one that I kept with me was from Reggie Tucker, my high school coach, and just never losing confidence in yourself and everything that you do. And he told me that when I was in my senior year and my junior year, just when I go to the next level in college, just to keep that same confidence, and that'll carry out in my year for my freshman year here at Belmont. So just keeping confidence in everything that I do. I say that's the best advice I got.
All right, Madison.
I would say the advice that I get was just to give it your all, never give up. That was from Hunter Greenmore at my high school.
All right, Drew.
A huge piece of advice I've gotten from leaders in my life was to build relationships, treat people well on and off the court, and it'll follow you.
Okay, I'll pick one more here. Let's go with Jazz.
For my high school coach, Coach Keisha, she basically told me always be willing to be coachable, never settle, never think you've arrived, always be willing to get better.
Okay, perfect. Good. Thank you guys for that. All right, Michael.
All right. So statistics show that less than 2% of college athletes go pro. Even though this is the goal, going pro is the goal, is there a backup plan? Is there a plan B, or are we just focused on plan A? Let's do KK Curry.
I think you should always have a plan B when you're playing basketball. I mean, because it's not likely that you'll go to the league or anything like that. But I think I'm focused on my plan A. So I'm really just dedicated to hooping and trying to do what I can with that. So I'm really only focused on my plan A.
All right. Let's do Ryan.
I do think it is important to focus on your plan A, but basketball is not a full-time thing. So the league's only in the summer, so you have to be able to have a job. So I am confident in myself that I'm going to make it. So right now I'm focused on plan A, but I do have plan B in the works.
Let's see. Randy, have we asked Randy?
Being focused on your plan A is definitely important, but I feel like you should always have a plan B because the ball can always stop bouncing at any time. So I definitely have a plan B, and I've been focusing on my plan B as well.
All right, and Treasure. I don't believe we got to Treasure.
Right now I'm focusing on my plan A. I really don't know what I want to do after basketball, so that's what I'm gonna end up working towards.
All right, perfect. All right, so we do have a question from the coaches, and so what I'll do is coaches, if you got your questions in front of you, or if you don't remember, we can pull them up here and ask. But what I'll do is I'll start with Coach Trey High. Let you answer some questions. Ask some questions, I'm sorry, and we'll decide which athlete will answer the question.
All right. For my first question, what's the most important part of the academic process at the college level?
Let's go back to Jacoby.
For me personally, I would say time management, because I feel like in college, it's not the work get a little bit harder, but you have a lot more that you got to do here. And just using your time, you got basketball, you got homework, you got to eat, you got to do all this stuff. So just time management.
Okay. All right, let's go with Madison.
I would just say, you got to stay on point with everything. Don't be late in nothing. Don't turn in anything late because your coaches will know. So just got to stay on top of everything, basically.
All right, Drew.
Well, I don't know how it feels at the college level yet, but I know in prep school, time management, like Jacoby said, was huge. Just putting priorities where they should be and just following the schedule is going to be huge.
All right. And Jazz.
I would definitely say time management and sacrifice. You might get friends outside of sports that could do everything and live their regular college experience that you might have to give up being the two on the team. So I would definitely say sacrifice and stand on top of your work.
All right, Michael.
All right, David, we'll go to you, let you ask your first question. And then the first person, I think we kind of skipped over him. Is it Trez? We'll let him answer whatever question David throws out first.
Okay. What is the program you're playing for doing to prepare you for a potential pro playing
career? Well, right now we're doing 3 days, an hour in the weight room, and then an hour individually and an hour as a team on the court. So an extra work, and that's the only way you can go pro. So,
right. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay. KK.
Well, I'm actually at home right now, but like when I was there, we did the same thing. We did workouts. We did 3 workouts a day, weight room, gym, and I think the best thing they're doing is just putting the work ethic in us. So when we go there, we won't be surprised.
Okay.
All right, let's do one more. Ryan.
So we just recently started back working out. We go weight room and then we go individuals, small groups, for an hour. So just to get back, make sure we maintain in shape and maintain, get stronger. I guess just to know that you always got to work. And that's pretty much it.
Okay. All right. Thank you guys for that. All right. So we'll go to the next coach to ask a question. Let's go with Nip Freeman.
All right. Give me a second. I'm pulling up the questions now. All right. So in school, most athletes major in something easy just to obtain that degree. The degree that you guys are, what you're majoring in, is it something that you see yourself doing once school is out, once your career is over? Or are you just getting a degree just to get a degree?
All right, let's go with Treasure.
I've been undecided until a couple of days ago, and then I decided to go into DMD, which is visual media design. I really like to draw and stuff like that. So yeah, I think I could see myself in the future doing that.
What about you, Madison?
I've been broadcast, basically.
I had trouble hearing you there, but let's see. All right, let's go.
Broadcasting, it was kind of going in and out.
Oh, I said sports broadcast.
Oh, yeah, it's the same thing. We can't. You must be going through a bad connection.
She said sports broadcasting. I got that part.
Okay. All right, let's go with is it Trez? Did I say that right?
Yeah, I'm undecided right now. I don't really know what I want to do. I'm just hooping right now. That's what I'm focused on. But I'm focused on school as well. It's just I don't know what I want to do yet.
All right. All right, next coach here. If I say this wrong, don't give me, is it Keon?
Hey, my question is, what is the best part about competing at the college level? What are your thoughts on that?
All right. Let's go with Jacoby.
My favorite part about competing at the college level would have to be, everybody here is here to hoop, and everybody here wants to be better, wants to take your spot. Everybody want to play. So, it's just going against people that always want to get the best out of you and get the best out of themselves. It just makes everybody better. So I think just being here, playing against people that got the same thing in mind as me.
Sweet. What about you, Ryan?
I say first, for my team, we all hate to lose, so it's gonna make us better in practice regardless. We're gonna challenge each other. We're gonna, go at each other like it's a real game. Conference wise or playing against other people, it's just getting you ready for if you want to go to the league. It's getting ready for how physical it's gonna be, what the pace is gonna be, and just competing day in and day out with no breaks.
All right, sweet. One more here. Let's go with Jazz.
For me, it would just be playing against the best and just challenging yourself every day. Every day is a grind. Everybody's trying to beat the next. Everybody's trying to play. So that would just be my opinion.
All right. Appreciate that. All right. CT, got any questions, man?
My question for the players is, what is your why? Why do you play this game? I had a coach ask me that when I first started hooping, taking it serious, started training and stuff, and I was like, damn, okay. And there's one answer. So I'm just looking to see who gives those answers. But yeah, why do you play this game?
Let's go with Drew.
Why?
Well, I can't give you one, bro, but I got more than one. But one of the reasons is, I love the game, of course, but I feel like basketball is my avenue to, show people, what God has put in my life. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
All right. What about you, Madison?
I feel like it's kind of like my safe place for me.
Hey, Madison, we're having a difficult time hearing you. I don't know if it's the connection.
Sound like Chewbacca.
Yeah, Madison, maybe you can disconnect.
She just texted and said yes, it's her connection.
Okay. What about Randy? Randy haven't answered any questions.
It's kind of like my safe.
For me, ultimately, honestly, the main goal is to take care of my family.
She's on mute. She's on mute, and you can still hear it. It's weird.
So love the game. So that's my answer.
All right.
Okay, Randy, let's try this again.
I said, for me, honestly, like the ultimate goal is to take care of my family.
Oh,
All right. And so let's go back to Coach High, man. What's your next question, Coach High?
All right, sorry about that. What's the hardest part about being a student athlete?
KK.
I would say the hardest thing being a student athlete is managing your grades and basketball, because basketball, I would say, is like a full-time job. It's like you always in there all the time, and like being at a university, there's like so many distractions, and like around that, you got to keep your grades up to play, and you got to make sure you good for practice and games and stuff. So I feel like that would be the hardest part.
Okay. What about you, Treasure?
I would say sacrificing your personal life and social life and schoolwork. Like you gotta stay on top of that. And if you don't, it's just gonna be hard for you.
All right. Triz.
I think it's just like you as a person, and then when you come to be an athlete, it's a lot of distractions with that. And then you gotta go back and handle your schoolwork or something like that after a long day. Is how you prepare yourself to go through all those days, just being a student athlete, you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. All right, David, Mr. Cochran, I'll let you ask your next question, Coach.
Hey, you already used one of mine. I just came up with another one in my head. What's something that you go through as a college basketball player that the public doesn't understand that you wish they knew?
Let's go with Ryan.
Great question, Coach.
Appreciate you too.
There's definitely a lot of internal stuff. Like, people's mentals often get, kind of jacked up from all the stress and like because you have to sacrifice so much. So, but I mean, we have the resources for that, but like not everybody gonna want to talk to like a therapist or something. So just mental health. That's it. That's what I was saying.
Okay. Jacoby.
Like Ryan said, I would say just keeping your mental right. Just staying on top of stuff like that, because there's a lot of stuff we got to sacrifice and go through and distractions and stuff here. So, I mean, just keeping everything right on top of all the stuff you got to do.
All right, and let's go with Jazz.
I feel like the public doesn't understand, like, we still trying to figure stuff out, and they only really care about the basketball perspective. They really don't care about our mental health and everything else we have to go through, whether it's personal, whether it's academics. So I feel like that'll be the biggest thing for like a lot of college students.
That's good. Nip, you got another question for him?
Yeah, what's something that you would advise younger kids coming up? What's something that you would advise?
I think you went mute.
Hey, you back on mute, Nip.
My
we
bad.
Need a question. Yes.
What's something that you would advise the younger kids coming up to do to grab the attention of college scouts?
Drew, why don't you take that one first?
Being yourself, being a leader. Like, it's not always about scoring. Like, if you can go get 10 rebounds, it's just not about putting the ball in the hoop. It's about being the best teammate and being the best person you can be. I think if you be authentic, the right offers will come to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Randy.
Yeah, pretty much what like Drew said. But I would just want to add, like, just being able to be coachable. Like, coaches want to coach somebody who's gonna listen and follow their lead.
Right. Let's
And then like on the second part of that question, it was about social media. Like when you were getting recruited by colleges, was social media something that the coaches talked to you about? How to handle yourself on social media?
Go with Treasure.
Personally, they really didn't talk to me about social media because I'm really not that big on social media. I post like once a month and it's just be like a basketball picture or whatever. So I just make sure that I don't post anything inappropriate or any exclusive language. I just stay away from all that. And I stay away from all the drama and arguments on social media.
All right. KK.
Well, they ain't really talk to me about social media like that either. But well, like I just do the same thing Treasure said, just stay back and stuff like that. Really.
And one more. Let's go with Jazz.
Same. They didn't really emphasize social media, but my coaches told me basically just keep it clean. Even watch what you like or retweet because that pops up as well. I mean, you could be yourself on social media too. Just stay away from language, stay away from drama. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's go with Coach Keon.
A lot of student athletes today may have the misconception that as long as I'm playing basketball and taking care of business on the court, it's okay. So they're maybe in high school or, younger than that, they have this misconception that teachers ought to give them their grades or whatever. So how have you faced that on campus these days? What's the importance? How important is it for you to know, hey, I've got to do my work. And if I don't, how are you treated by the professors on campus, even by the coaches?
True.
I haven't got to college yet, but all of the teachers in my life, I never really had it easy. Like they never just gave it to me. I always had to like get tutoring. They would, if I was struggling in the class and I was giving it my all, they would try to help me as much as they could, but they never just gave me my grades.
Okay. What about you, Jacoby?
I say the professors here, they don't care if you're the player of the year, you're the best player at the school, it don't matter. They treat you like a regular student, and you got to do this work on your own. You got to get it all done. You can't just rely on your basketball talents to get your grades for you. So,
all right, and Ryan.
My professors are, they're kind of lenient, like they're gonna help you and make sure that you're like trying your best because they do know that you have a lot on your plate, but they are also not going to accept any like just work that shows that you got it done. Like you need to put some thought into it, you need to put some effort into it because at the end of the day, they're still going to treat you like a regular student.
All right. CT, you got another question?
Yes. My second question was, if you could do anything as a professional basketball player, what would it be? I'll say it again. If you could do anything as a professional basketball player, what would it be?
Let's go with start with Treasure.
I would give back to my community. I would help people that need help and just make the world a better place.
Love it.
All right, KK.
One thing I would do is I would give back and all that. I would make sure there's gyms everywhere there's no problems to hoop and just like, give back, just make Cleveland a better place.
That's what's up.
Triz.
I would try to find a cure for my sister who has lupus. That would be my first thing if I made it to the NBA.
Good stuff, man.
Prayers up for sis, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
All right, Randy.
I would give back to the community, and pretty much like what KK said, I would make gyms more accessible and like more places where kids can play basketball and learn the game of basketball.
Jazz.
Yo.
I would definitely give to my family first, and then focus on giving back to my community, helping out kids, whether that's centers that want money to donate like that, or like training kids to give back.
All right, Drew.
Yeah, like they said, I would try to find a way to give back to the community, whether it be like make a recreational center, just try to make it easy for the community to keep playing.
All right, and Jacoby.
Like Jazz said, I'll first get back to my family first and foremost, and then I'll try to find ways to help make my city better in any way possible.
Everybody, Ryan, there, hear me on this one.
Did you say me?
Yeah.
I would definitely take care of my family first, because like I wouldn't have made it without them.
Mm-hmm.
So they gotta eat. If I'm eating, they gotta eat. But then I will give back to the community, give back to my high school, recreation camps, summer camps, all that, and just make sure that kids have the access to stuff that maybe I didn't have when I was coming up.
All right. Did we hear from every student athlete on this question? All right.
Oh, I think so, yeah.
All right, good. All right, Michael, go ahead.
Let's see. Let's go back to David, did you have another question? I think some of you guys had 3, right?
Yeah, I got another one. What's the worst part about being a college basketball player? What is something you wish you could change?
This should be good. Okay, let's go with Jazz.
Something I wish I could change. I would say how athletes are supposed to front, like we don't have feelings, like we can't say anything, we basically have to act like there's no emotion, like, and we're just human. So I feel like one thing I would rather change is like having people accept that we are growing up and we don't have everything figured out.
That's good. Drew.
Can you repeat the question? I couldn't hear you.
What's something that you don't like about being a basketball player? What's one thing you wish you could change?
The game is really dirty, I'm not gonna lie. People feel like they gotta have their guard up all the time. And I just feel like I wish people was more authentic, because I just feel like you can't really be yourself sometimes. And I just feel like we really start going back to how it used to be and just doing it for the love of it. It'll change your approach on just how you see other people.
Okay.
Good.
That makes sense.
Yep. Trez.
I think the further you get in your career, you start to see like who's really with you, and I hate that part because you lose a lot of your friends that you grew up with because you're trying to mature on yourself and your game. You're trying to make it.
Okay.
Let's do one more. Randy.
I feel like it would be people, like once you're a basketball player, people only start to see you as a basketball player, and they forget that you're still a human and you still do other things. So I just wish that people will understand that we're not just basketball players, and we still have lives too.
It's crazy because I'm in school right now to get my master's in sports psychology. because everything that they're talking about, I've gone through. And I really want to focus on the mental health of athletes, because you do get to the point where you feel like your emotional well-being is not being taken into consideration. And sometimes you don't feel like you can voice your opinion, or you can show your emotions because you're an athlete. As athletes, you're often told to be so strong. And then when you do show some type of weakness, then it becomes like it's the biggest blow up in the world. So it's crazy that they mentioned those things, because I'm in school right now so I can get my master's just so I can help athletes in that area. And that's another part of the program that I'm starting here in the city, to focus on the mental health for athletes, to let them know that it's okay to be emotional. You can be an athlete and you can show your emotions and you can be perfectly fine. So that's crazy that y'all brought those things up tonight.
Nip, how hard do you think it is to get athletes, especially at their age and their level, to actually talk about what
you say?
To talk about what's going on in their life, like the struggles that they have, the mental, health issues that they're going through, the depression, whatever it is how hard is it to get them to talk about that?
Man, it's very hard, because from the time you start playing Little League on up, you always talk, you strong. You gonna go out there. If you get hurt, you're gonna get hurt, you're gonna get up. If you got to miss a couple of days in practice, you're going to play in the game. So everything, your whole entire career becomes around you being strong emotionally, physically, and mentally. You have to be strong. So when it comes to you having problems at home, you don't want to talk to nobody about it. When it comes to you having problems on the court, I know it's been times when, I may not have scored, and I was a scorer. I can go out there and I can score 45 points a game easily. But then you have a game where you're going to score 10 points, and it's kind of like, damn, you get down, and then it carries on for 2 games, 3 games, and you don't have nobody to talk to, because you don't want them to think that you're not mentally strong. So sometimes you do need those people to talk to, but as an athlete, it's very hard to talk to people. Even now, just now, I retired from playing ball 5 years ago. I'm just getting to the point now where I can sit and talk about stuff. So I don't think it's necessary, or they don't have to feel that way. And it comes with you being comfortable talking to people as well. You get these kids comfortable enough for you to come and talk to them. They'll tell you everything. Man, a lot of times you don't. I mean, some people have great relationships with their college coaches, but you still don't want to have those talks with your college coaches for real. And even your teammates, you don't want to have those talks with your teammates. So bringing those resources to the city is going to help, even if it comes in the summertime when you guys come home. If you want to come and sit and talk, when you come to the gym, it's perfectly fine. But we're going to bring those resources to the city.
All right, good stuff. Let's do this here. We got a few more questions. That was good stuff, Nip. I appreciate that. I think that was much needed. Let's go with Coach Hyde, man. Coach Hyde, have any more questions?
Yeah, I got a few more, but going back on the mental health of it, man, it's hard. I mean, it's hard right now for high school kids. I got a group of young kids, they freshmen and sophomores, and to deal with the problems that they go through every day. I mean, it's not like I'm saying I'm dad, but I am dad. You know what I mean? They don't have anybody to talk to at home. It's really hard for kids that's, just struggling. I got kids that I can't practice today. I got to work. Got to help mom take care of this. Got to help take care of that. And it's not just mom. They may be with mom, and then I got a couple kids that's only with dad, and everybody's struggling. So that's really important to have, in the city. I got a few other questions, but just going on this last one, another thing, what I would, my kids have, would like to know, like, what is your daily training, like, what does the daily training program consist of at your college or university? I mean, I know I know Drew he's been to a couple preps. Randy's been to a couple schools. Jazz is been at Tennessee and in Kentucky. So what is the difference between the schools and, places that you've been?
Let's go with Jacoby.
I would say when we got here, it's just it's a lot of work that we put in. I mean, practices sometimes at 6, 7, back again after class at 1, then again at 4. Then you work out on your own at like 7. I mean, it's just a lot that goes with it. And I think when I got here, it made me appreciate having a good work ethic from high school already. So I mean, it's a lot that we do here, going back and forth with gym time and working out and lifting stuff.
All right. Ryan, what about you?
For us, it's like in season, we'll do like sometimes we'll work out. We'll have practice at 6, like Kobe said. And then we'll have weights later on in the day as a team or individuals. But for us, we don't do like 3 times a day or, 4 times a day because our coaches know like we're going to get tired of that and we're going to go tell them that we can't keep doing that. But I think high school really prepared me for that because when I was in high school, we was practicing like 3 hours every day with weights as well.
Okay. All right, let's go with KK.
Well, at South Alabama, we usually have weights like early in the morning, like probably like 7, 8. Then we'll have some type of individual skill work. However, your game is, like they'll work to help you get better on it. And usually we'll have like a practice with the whole team around 6 o'clock. Like with all the places, like the schools I've been, like the only thing like is consistent work. Like you're in the gym at least twice a day.
All right, let's go with Jazz.
Like Ryan said, we'll have practice in the morning and end up having weights. Some of us have study hall, some of us don't. But usually they try to get practice, everything knocked out in practice. So practice is usually 3, 3.5, depending on how she feels, really. But yeah.
Okay. Coach Keon, do you have one more?
I think a lot of the athletes have hit on this in earlier questions, but is there a particular challenge that you guys have had to overcome to get where you are today? If you thinking back, is there a challenge?
Let's go with Drew.
Yeah, great question. My biggest thing was not trying to keep up with like other people. Like I feel like I was always stressed out and my joy was always taken away when I seen like this person had this or this person had that. And I just had to focus on my journey and my path. And once I started to do that, I was like stress free and I could just focus on getting better.
All right, let's go with Treasure.
Like Drew said, not trying to compare myself to other people and just play for me and how I play. And that's all.
All right. What about you, Randy?
Yeah, pretty much just like blocking out all the outside noise and just playing for myself and not listening to what the outside people have to say and just playing for myself.
Yeah, basically the same thing. I feel like the outside voice and just believing more in myself. Like I know like what I can do and what's best for me. So trust myself, really.
All right, perfect. All right, let's go with David. Did you have another question? One more question?
I didn't.
I think Trey had another one. Trey.
Any other coaches? I know Trey said that was his last question as well. I would take one more. So, Nip, do you have one more?
No, I don't have any other questions.
Before y'all answer that question, I do want to ask this one question to all the athletes real quick. As far as because of the politics that's in sports and all the things you go through with rankings and just all the politics period, all the especially with social media now. You know, if you make a mistake on the court now, it's all over social media. You have to deal with everything that comes with it. Do y'all deal with trust issues? Like, how are your trust issues with people, period? And does that affect your relationships with friends and your teammates? Explain what you go through with learning how to trust people, because I know some of you have had hurt from coaches, some of you have had hurt from teammates. So how do y'all deal with that, and how are you dealing with it?
Yeah, I'm dealing with it. It's hard. It's very hard because it seems like it's almost everybody, but you just got to understand that, like, it's a business at the end of the day, and everybody want to make it. So you just got to be understanding. You got to show love. You got to stay true to yourself. You got to stay prayed up. And if you treat people right, I just feel like God going to have your best interest in the end. So, yeah.
Okay.
As far as like trust issues and stuff, I would say I just keep my circle tight, keep it with my family, like 8 of us, maybe less than that in my family, that I just like keep in and like have all my trust with on them and not rely on other people to like make me happy or other stuff like that. So I just say keeping my circle tight. So.
Okay.
As far as the trust issues, I mean, yeah, of course, when you mess up, it's going to be all on social media. But when you mess up, you also know who supports you, and you know where fake love come from, because your supporters going to support you whether you're at your highest or your lowest. So, like Jacoby said, keep your circle tight and just know who for you at the end of the day.
All right. Randy.
With me, I just understand that it's a business, really, and so I'm really just not trying to trust anybody outside of the people that's been with me the whole time, like people that's been in my corner. So, and you just got to understand, like, people feed their families off of this stuff, so it's a business, and that comes with it.
Okay. Treasure.
With me, I have a close circle, and I talk to those people about my important needs, and I would say my personal life. But I will also talk to other people that's outside of my circle, but not anything that I would think that would like phase me and hurt my career. So I would just keep it simple with those people.
Okay. KK.
Yeah, just same thing, keeping my circle tight. And just not believing what everybody's saying, like just believing the stuff I see. That's really it.
All right. And what we got left? Ryan?
Pretty much like everybody else said. Like, I talk to the same people. But if I'm not talking to somebody I usually talk to, I control what I tell them. And it's very well thought out of what I'm, letting them in on and what kind of information I'm telling them. But like if it's somebody like if I'm talking to Jazz and Treasure, like I'm gonna keep it 100 with them. But if I'm talking like somebody I don't really know, I'm gonna let them know what I want them to know, but nothing more than that.
I'm sorry, what you said? I'm having a coffee spill over here.
So you got anything to add to that, being a professional athlete, being in play? How do you kind of deal with the politics and the people around you?
Man, it's most definitely a business. And when you're up, you're up. And when you're down, the people that was there when you were up, some of them will leave. And you have to be okay with that. Everybody loves a winner. But as soon as you start losing, you see the fans start coming, they start leaving, you don't have as many fans. So you have to be able to prepare yourself mentally for everything. If you make one bad decision, it could cost you your whole entire career. I had an instance when I was in school, and I went with one of the girls that played soccer, and they were smoking, and I smoked, and my coach found out about it. And I almost lost my college scholarship from that one bad decision that I never, ever thought that she would find out about. But somebody that was there obviously had it out for me and somebody else, and they ended up telling our coaches that we smoke. So just make sure that you know who you're around. Make sure that if you're going to do something, make sure you're doing it around people that you trust. Like I said, everybody's not for you. So just make sure that you watch who you're around.
All right. All right. Anything from any other coaches before we close out?
Let me see. That's really it, man. I wanted to ask what their ultimate goals were in life, but like, well, what was the ultimate goal in life? Like, aside from basketball, like, aside from being a professional athlete, it's not about a profession or anything. Just like, just what do you want to do with your life? Like, you know, like you have to leave a legacy behind at some point. You know, like when you die, all of us have to die at some point. And when we make that death date, somebody's going to stand at a podium and give an obituary about us, and they're going to tell a story about our life. And what we leave behind is going to be very, very vital to who we are and what people remember us as. Yeah, I got the Mamba mentality. Y'all know what Kobe Bryant said. You're responsible for how people remember you. That's all I got.
Yes.
Hey, Kevin.
That's cool. And I'm going to go ahead, David, my bad.
I was going to say, I would encourage all you guys to keep people around you that advise you and want to help you, that don't want anything in return. Because a lot of times people will try to get next to y'all because if I'm seen with this person, that's going to make people think that I'm this or I'm that. Or if I start training this person, then other people are going to want to work out with me as opposed to just wanting to help you or just wanting to work out with you just because it's the right thing to do. And then if people always trying to get something back from you, they're not going to always tell you the truth. You could be screwing up and they need to tell you, hey, you got to tighten up. That's wrong. But because they're scared that they might not get tickets to next week's game or you might not give them some money or whatever, they're not going to tell you the truth. So keep people around you that want to help you, that don't want nothing in return.
And then my last thing that I'm going to leave y'all, I want to make sure that you take care of your bodies. All of y'all are at big universities. So that's something that the staff should be doing as well. But just know that you're going to keep getting older. Make sure that you continue to take care of your body. And once you do go professional, for all the ones that are going to go, continue to take care of your body. If you go overseas, it's completely different from here. You're going to practice 3 times a day. And your first one may be by yourself. And you're going to have 2 team practices with the team. You're going to have weights. Everything is going to be on your own. So taking care of your body is not something that they don't have trainers that's going to really, really take care of you like they do in the States. So making sure that you take care of yourself is something that's very, very important. Your mental, your physical, your spiritual, your emotional health, to make sure that you're taking care of all of it. And don't be ashamed. And shameless plug, make sure that y'all go and add the Lab 423 on Instagram. The Lab 423 is on Instagram. And I promise you can hit me up for anything. If you ever need somebody to talk to, you have a question, anything, y'all can hit me up. I will talk to y'all. I love talking to athletes. So yeah, make sure y'all add that on Instagram. And y'all can always hit me up. I'm always available.
Perfect.
All right. Before we go, I one last thing before we go. I leave this with my kids every day. I tell them to be on time, show up, be on time. I tell them to be respectful. And then when you show up and on time and be respectful, you just got to do the work. If y'all keep them 4 things in mind every day, y'all won't have any problems.
Perfect. All right, Coach Keon, what you got, Coach Keon?
Hey, congratulations and thank you for being the student athletes that you are today, because you wouldn't be there if you didn't have the work ethic. But continue to maintain that. Yeah, you do have a lot of pressure on you, but you guys can do it. You've done it so far. Just continue. You're in my prayers, and I want everyone to be successful.
Perfect. All right, Michael, do you got anything?
Yes, we actually have a question from a fan, a younger athlete who wanted to come on and ask you guys a question. So Dalen, are you there? He's coming on. The athletes, they are all yours.
When did you realize you had a chance to play college basketball?
It's a question one more time, man. One more time.
Say that one more time, Dalen.
When did you realize you had a chance to play college basketball?
Anybody can take that. Any college athlete.
Let's go with Jazz.
With me, it was more of a belief, and just putting yourself in the right position, on the right teams, getting yourself out of there. You can play college ball if you believe that you can play college ball. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't. Don't let nobody tell you that you're not good enough. It's all in how hard you work and how hard you grind and become what you want to become at the end of the day.
Treasure.
You can do whatever you want if you just put the work to it.
Ryan.
I'm gonna piggyback off of Jess. Like, if you believe that you can go and play, then you good enough to play. Like, everyone in my family played college ball, so I figured, like, why would it end with me? Like, why can't I go play? They played, so and I knew that they would help me get to where they were. They would give me all the right resources, make sure I was good, and make sure that, you know, I followed what I believed in and I set myself up the right way.
That's good. Drew.
I always had like the belief, I guess, like Ryan said, like everybody in my family played college basketball, so I just figured I would. But I think I started getting good around like 8th grade, and I just kept working. And 9th grade, I got my first offer, so I figured I could do it.
All right, Randy.
Yeah, just pretty much just believe in yourself. And I didn't realize it was really capable until my 10th grade year when college coaches were able to reach out. So just don't put too much pressure on yourself and just focus on getting better, and the rest will come.
All right, KK.
Yeah, pretty much just the belief, and just if you think you can do it, and you can do it, and just working every day and grinding really. When I found out like I just want to hoop, then I knew I could like do whatever I wanted with it.
Did I get everybody? I skip somebody?
I don't think we got Jacoby.
Jacoby.
I would just say having faith in your work. And if you have faith in what you do and all the work that you put in, then you can take it as far as you want. It's really up to you, how everybody else says.
That's good, Jacoby.
All right, Dalen, does that answer your question?
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, man. All right. So once again, like I said, thank you guys for taking the time out to come on this platform and, just talk about being a student athlete and talk about, just what you guys go through and being the life of a student athlete, preparing for college, preparing for the next level. Thank you guys for sharing those gems with us. I think that's information that can definitely benefit the next, the next generation of hoopers that's coming after you guys, or the next level of hoopers that's following you guys. This is something that's going to be definitely beneficial, and we just appreciate you guys, extending your time, coaches and athletes, extending your time to help the next generation of hoopers, man. So we thank you guys from the bottom of my heart there from Chattanooga Business Elite. You got anything else?
I just want to thank you guys for coming on and having this conversation with us. We really appreciate it. And congratulations to everybody. We try to follow as many people as we can. We love to, keep up with you guys in the future. So we appreciate that, and we wish you guys the best of luck. Thank you again.
All right, perfect. Once again, my name is Kevin Love with Chattanooga Business Elite. We thank you guys for taking the time out and sharing this knowledge and information. We wish you guys the best of luck on your future endeavors. And just thank you guys once again. And I would just like to say,